Hello students. Today I am going to explain about the chapter 11, that is transportation in animals and plants. So here we are going to discuss about the chapter. As we all know, all organisms need food, water and oxygen for their survival. And also these organisms need food, water and oxygen and transport them to various parts of their body. Also, animals need to transport waste to parts from where they can be removed. The function to transport substances and together forms the circulatory system. Circulatory system is also named as vascular system. So circulatory system is made up of blood, blood vessels and heart. Here we also discuss about the heartbeat. Blood. Now blood is the fluid which flows in the blood vessels. Blood is composed of a fluid called plasma in which different types of cells such as RBCs, WBCs and platelets are suspended. The RBCs, that is red blood cells, contain a red pigment called hemoglobin which impart red color to the blood and binds with oxygen to transport it within the body to all cells. It carries oxygen from the lungs to all cells of the body. Blood also transports substances like digested food from the small intestine to the other parts of the body. It also transports waste for removal from the body. WBC, that is white blood cells, which always fights against germs that may enter our body, so building strong immune system. Platelets help in stopping the coming out of the blood when we met an accident by clotting them. Let us discuss about blood vessels. There are mainly three types of blood vessels in our body. A fresh supply of inhaled oxygen has to be transported through the blood vessel named arteries in the body. The blood picks up the waste materials including carbon dioxide from the cells to the heart for the removal through the blood vessel named veins. The arteries have thick elastic walls while veins have thin walls as compared, and blood pressure is also different. Similarly, there are walls present in the veins which allow blood to the to flow only towards the heart. Both arteries and veins divide into extremely thin and smaller vessels named as capillaries. These capillaries join the arteries to veins and complete whole circulatory system. The heart is the center of circulatory system. It is described as a double pump. One side of the heart, that is the right side, pumps blood to the lungs in order to receive inhaled oxygen and to release carbon dioxide. The left side of the heart pumps blood to the blood cells to supply oxygen for respiration and to remove carbon dioxide. The blood on each side of the heart is kept separate. So, oxygenated and deoxygenated blood do not mix. Here we are going to discuss about the heart, the important organ heart which beats continuously and works as a pump for the blood to transport it to the whole body. The heart is located in the chest cavity and its lower part is slightly tilted towards the left. The heart has four chambers. The two upper chambers are called atria, and the two lower chambers are called ventricles. These portions help to avoid mixing up of blood rich in oxygen with the blood rich in carbon dioxide. The pulse is referred as heart rate and defines as the number of times your heart beats in 1 minute. Pulse rates vary from person to person. The pulse is lower when you are at rest and increases when you exercise because more oxygen rich blood is needed by the body when you exercise. A normal resting heart rate for adults ranges from 72 to 80 beats per minute. Generally, a lower heart rate at rest implies more efficient heart function and better cardiovascular fitness. For example, a well trained athlete might have a normal resting heart rate closer to 40 beats per minute. Now we are going to discuss about the heartbeat. The rhythmic contraction followed by its relaxation constitute a heartbeat. We can sense our heartbeats with the help of an instrument called a stethoscope. The stethoscope consists of a chest piece that carries a sensitive diaphragm, two earpieces, and a tube joining the parts. The device amplifies the sound of heartbeat so that it can be listened comfortably. Each heartbeat generates one pulse in the arteries, and the pulse rate per minute indicates the rate of heartbeat. Animals such as sponges and hydra do not possess any circulatory system as they do not need a circulatory fluid like the blood. Here we are going to discuss about the excretion in animals. Excretion, the process by which animals get rid themselves of waste products and of the nitrogenous byproducts of metabolism. Through excretion, organisms control osmotic pressure, the balance between inorganic ions and water, and maintain acid-base balance. Excretory system in humans. Certain waste products are toxic and hence need to be removed from the body. These waste present in the blood has to be removed from the body. So this process of removal of waste product produced in the cells of the living organisms is called excretion. The parts involved in excretion form the excretory system. Thus, the excretory system is a biological system that removes excess and unnecessary materials from the body fluids of an organism to prevent damage to the body. The excretory system in human beings includes four things: a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, a urinary bladder, and a urethra. So this is also known as the urinary system. Kidney. Kidney is a bean-shaped organ that filters the blood to remove unwanted and harmful substances from them through urine. The useful substances are reabsorbed in the blood. Ureters, a tube-like structure which helps the urine to reach urinary bladder through them. Urinary bladder. It is a muscular sac which holds the urine before getting out of the body. Urethra, a muscular tube with a small opening that helps to pass the urine. An adult human being normally passes about 1 to 1.8 liter of urine in 24 hours. The urine consists of 95% water, 2.5% urea, and 2.5% other waste products. Humans also excrete the waste through sweating, which consists of salts dissolved in water. Sweating is useful in keeping body temperature cool, especially during summers. Now here we are going to discuss about the dialysis. It is an artificial process of getting rid of the waste and unwanted water from the blood by the dialysis machine. Dialysis machines contain a tank with solution of water, glucose and salt. Patient's blood is allowed to pass through solution for the removal of waste. The dialysis continues till all the blood has been purified. It is usually carried out in emergency when the kidney stop working to filter the blood. Now let us discuss about the excretion in aquatic animals and other land animals. The nitrogenous waste is present in different forms in different animals and are ammonia, urea, and uric acid. Aquatic animals like fishes excrete cell waste as ammonia, which directly dissolves in water. Lot of water is required to excrete the ammonia waste from them. Some land animals like birds, lizards, snakes excrete a semi-solid white colored compound that is uric acid. It requires less water for excretion. The major excretory product in human is urea. Transport of substances in plants. Plants take water, minerals, and nutrients from the soil through the roots and transport it to the leaves. The leaves prepare food for the plant using water and carbon dioxide during photosynthesis. Food must be made available to every cell of an organism so that they can release energy with the breakdown of glucose. Now we are going to discuss about the transport of water and minerals. Now transport of water and minerals that through the xylem and phlegm, these are the blood vessels. So plant absorb water and minerals by the roots through the root hairs. These roots increase the surface area to help more absorption. Plants have pipe-like vessel to transport water and nutrients from the soil. The vessels are made of special cells forming the vascular tissue, and these vascular tissues used for the transport of water and nutrients in the plant is called xylem. The xylem forms a continuous network of channels that transport water to the entire plant. The prepared food is transported from leaves to all parts of the plant by the vascular tissue called the phlegm. Thus, xylem and phlegm transport substances in plants. Let us discuss about transpiration also. Transpiration is the process of water movement through a plant and its evaporation from aerial parts such as leaves, stems, and flowers into the environment. Water is necessary for plants, but only a small amount of water taken up by the roots is used for growth and metabolism. Plants release a lot of water by the process of transpiration. The evaporation of water from leaves generates a suction pull, the same that you produce when you suck water through a straw, which can pull water to great heights in the tall trees. Transpiration also cools the plant. So that's all for the chapter, for this chapter. So thanks a lot. It's the little things you do that mean so much to me. So have a nice day. Thanks again.